Okay, I think I gotta do that process to each one of these. So delete fragment, add fragment. So this would be make Andreasia mortal. All properties are still set. All right, so yeah, one by one, I just got to delete the fragments. And this is make, I know the name is misspelled, but I will fix that in the text that will show up in the game. Starborn. How's it going, everybody? I don't know who's here yet. I'm just working on DarkStar Emissaries while I am here. I'm doing it live so that you guys can ask questions if you want about any mod that I work on. If you're having any mod conflicts or any weirdness, that is what I'm here for today. If you want to craft ducks, what the what? All right, I'm going to ask you to put down the crack pipe. All right, so this is make Barrett mortal. All the ducks. So if you're not familiar, what I'm working on now is the creation kit version of the retired Emissaries that was originally released on Just Nexus. Thank you, Spartan. I don't necessarily agree, but thank you. This mod, this what I'm working on now is a terminal that you'll be able to spawn in game from a data slate, hopefully, that will let you turn any of the constellation companions into a Starborn. And if you've done the main quest line and gone through New Game Plus, you'll know why that would be possible or why that would be a thing. So I can tell you from personal experience, I did this because I wanted it to be fun, and it is very fun. It's definitely one of those ones that I would say is a little bit OP, because when you do this to, say, Sam or Sarah and you're questing with them, they will, in fact, carry you through content if you lack a little bit of skill. But more, this is just for funsies, and a little bit of lore flavor. And yeah, it'll be available for all of them. So this is make Sam mortal. So I pre created a script in Visual Studio Code. This is the script that's going to get run to handle turning your companions into Starborn or restoring them back to their normal mortal state, on a whim, on a click. So now, one thing this can't do is add new voice acting and stuff like that, so they won't have any dialogue referencing the fact that they're Starborn or any of that. That's not possible with because I don't have access to those voice actors. Um, but this one should be definitely popular. Make Sarah, and the way I'm doing it now, it should have zero conflicts with any other mods that alter these companions. I should be able to finish development today, and I can test it tonight. I'll hand it over to my testers and give them a day or two with it, and so probably expect it around Monday, as long as I don't have any snags. Yeah, if they're not in an alternate universe, like the ones where Constellation is gone, it would have no effect. And yeah, Blade, he's on our Discord. He, she. I don't know what you are, Blade, but Blade is on our Discord and has been discussing mods that Blade wants to make, and I've been throwing pointers their way. Um, I'm considering three more companions to be added into this that are not as lore friendly. I think I'm gonna add the ability to make the alternate you into a Starborn, and Jessamine and Betty Hauser. I don't want to do it to everybody on the planet because that would be a lot of scripting and stuff. But I think those few would be some nice little spice. Um, that way, technically, if you run this, and I'm going to mention a mod I didn't make, the gang's all here. I don't know if that's on console yet, but I know it's at least on PC from Nexus. But if you run gangs all here with this mod, then you would be able to have like 6 or 7 different Starborn companions following you around everywhere you go. No, there's two different alt use. There's the one that attacks you, and then there's one where you get to play through the full main quest with newbie you as a companion. That's my favorite alternate universe by far. So now this should all be. Wait, one failed. Missing end file at script name. I don't know what you mean. Let's edit. Well, no, that's just the fragment. Edit script. Missing end file at script name. Got all my fragments. Why are you saying that? Line 198. Line 198. What? No way. How's it throwing an error about... Right, let me compare to this one that I did for DarkStar Astrodynamics. Maybe I need this at the beginning so that it thinks it's a whatever. And then put this here. And then I'll move the non-fragmented stuff to the bottom of the file. And see if it likes that. Yay, scripting. Yeah, you can't unfortunately you can't really uh like do anything permanent with any of the like the evil Andrasia and stuff like that that spawn in the alternate universes. You get that one little encounter, evil you, evil Andrasia, the Walter, all of that, and then it's done. Like those are specifically alt universes designed for you to speed run and just get to the next universe. I don't know why they limited it that way. I think it'd be awesome if you had Serpent's Embrace that you could, you know, um, recruit. Yeah, Papyrus is kind of a nightmare. The problem is that they don't expose like the full function list. There's no true like um, developer reference guide for the Papyrus version for each different game they release. So the community has like a Papyrus reference that's out there, but it's mostly based on like Skyrim and Fallout 4. So all of the new Starfield stuff hasn't been brought into it yet. They don't understand it yet. All that. Hey, no compile error this time. It just wanted those comments in there. Yeah, I've seen every single one. I've done New Game Plus way too many times on Xbox. Um, I was specifically at one point I did a long run of just speed running to get to the next new game so I could try and get the alternate universes. Because on Xbox without mods you couldn't control that. You couldn't tweak it at all. You couldn't force it to happen. You just had to be lucky. There's only a 15% chance that you will get an alternate universe, and then it rolls randomly between the 10. My favorite though is the U with a question mark alternate universe. And then you can group with yourself and then do a full playthrough, grab Sarah, Andresia, Barrett, Sam, you, Jessamine, Betty Hauser. That's the crew right there. Leave the guys on the ship, take the girls with you with the gangs all here mod. It is awesome. All right, so now that's compiling. I think I will. Oh, I need to add properties for the backpacks. Let me save that. And now, so one of the tricks for this is when you try and force hidden outfits or non-player equipment onto the character so that that's their fallback default armor. If it's a Starborn suit of armor, they will still attempt to equip the Constellation helmet and backpack, even though the Starborn armor has helmet and backpack slots already covered. No, you can't check if a mod is installed through Papyrus scripting. The Walter universe isn't really that special. You just pay him for the artifacts, and then it's over. Um, you're not missing anything. If you want to see it just to say you've seen it, that's fine, but don't expect it to be special. So spacesuit constellation. So what I do is I have a copy of this helmet not playable, Constellation helmet not playable. That's what all of the Constellation members equip. I've got one with DarkStar as a prefix that it has no graphics. So I'm getting ready to do the same thing for the backpack. Add prefix, DarkStar. Okay, now I can just go to D. And then I can rename it. All right. And then we just delete that. And all of the companions get the Gravitas spacesuit, all of the Constellation ones, because that's what fits the lore. Because when you see them as Starborn during your NG playthroughs and all that, that's what they always wear. It doesn't mean you can't give them other suits to wear, even if they are or aren't Starborn, but this will be their default suit. And it is not on the weak side. It's 1100. So the armor rating on the companion Starborn suit that is in the game already is 580 armor rating and 580 resist for energy and electromagnetic. So I just bumped it up to 1100 because I'm special like that. Emissaries is all about turning companions into Starborn. So next what I need to do is get that into the properties. Terminal menu. Okay, easiest done through here. Okay, so we have, I'm going to name this Constellation Armor, Constellation Fake Helm, Fake Pack. And that means I got to go rename these down here. The mod you ears. I don't know what you mean. Yours is one of my first. I guess is that what you were trying to say? Um, yeah, my plan for the future, so a future mod that I plan on working on sometime later this year. One of the things I hope to include is alternate universes where you actually reunite with, say, a Sarah that remembers being married to you. So as you walk into Constellation, she's already married to you, kind of thing. And then the same thing with Andresia, Barrett, and Sam as different alternates. Um, that will not be anytime soon. All right, and then I need to go through here. Hey, welcome to Force Recon. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't, Jace. And there's a private section in the Discord. You've got to link your Discord and your YouTube account, and then it'll automatically give you the Force Recon rank on the Discord. And then that will give you access to a private chat section with just Force Recon, me, and my moderators. Oh, and for anybody that hasn't noticed, the YouTube is being a little slow to approve the products, but I do have a merch store now. If you go to my website, at the top of my website is a link to merch. That'll take you to the store, or if you're in Discord, there's a pinned post in the general chat that will also take you to the merch store. Right now, there's only one t-shirt. I will be adding more designs in the very near future. I did that. I set that up last night, and now I'm working on this. And my plan is to get back to that while my testers test this mod, um, and then I'll add the other stuff at that time. Oh, I also need the old backpack. Dang it. The old pack. And bring that down to all of these. Oh no, that's beyond the Starborn one. Actually, that needs to be on all of them. So I am totally lost here. Hey, SMO, I am making the Emissaries mod in Creation Kit. Spartan, I don't expect that with that mod, not after not after their promo video. Dirge, I won't be able to add unique dialogue to any in-game companion. I don't have access to their voice actors, and the only other way to do that would be to completely replace all of their voice acting with a new voice actor, and there's zero chance that's happening. It's about being able to convert, for now, Constellation companions um, into Starborn, and then back again. So I'm just going to fix this, and then I'm going to copy it up and make a template, and then I think that's the best way to handle this. This is going to get tedious real fast. So I have old pack, and then old pack is right after old helmet, and then that means form, aka new pack, should be the new property there. New pack. Okay. Remove the old pack and then add the new pack. And then I'll grab this, take it up to Sam Starborn. I wonder, Constellation won't like how many times I killed them as emissaries in previous universes. Honestly, if you're following the lore, Spartan, they've probably killed you in multiple universes too. Yeah, and if anybody isn't aware, if you've already purchased the Trackers Alliance Vulture Quest from Bethesda on the creations, there is now a patch for DarkStar Manufacturing called DSM Vulture Patch, and that enables the DarkStar Manufacturing treatment for the clothing and the weapon that you get as part of that. So it's pretty neat. I honestly I made that patch specifically because it was Bethesda created content, and it was easy for me to create the patch in a more like homogenous way. So I wasn't trying to film me patching another mod author's work. I filmed me patching Bethesda content. But it's optional Bethesda content, so it makes sense to be a patch and not part of the default manufacturing mod. That way, I didn't force people to buy the Vulture just to use DarkStar manufacturing. But I used that process as a way to film a tutorial video on how to create patches, and that tutorial video will go live on this channel tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. The second half of it will go live at 2 p.m. Eastern. And yes, Hijack, I know you're very bent on that reticle thing. I can't do anything about it, unfortunately. I tried. Um, hey, Lord Valinar. All right, so I need the... I am equipping here. So I want to remove the old ammo, which is the PSAM old ammo. I want to remove the old weapon, which is the PSAM old weapon. This is why it's important to name your variables in a useful manner. PSAM, or that's just old helm, because it's shared by all Constellation members. And then this would be the new ammo, so same ammo for everybody. Should be Constellation fake helm, Constellation fake pack. The same weapon for everybody. Wait a minute, that should be armor. Okay. Yeah, it's armor and then ammo. Armo ammo. Very easy to mess that up. All right, so now I've got the Starborn calls fixed for Sam. I had it was a busy fourth. I mean, I ended up working on mods and videos all day. So it was nice not having to do the day job, but I was still working all day. We didn't go out and go see any fireworks or anything because thunderstorms rolled through right around dinner time and kept sporadically going off all night. So even if it wasn't dropping rain, there would have been no way to see the sky well enough to see any fireworks. So, Hijack, I'm working on the creation kit version of the Retired Emissaries mod. It's going to be called DarkStar Emissaries. Should have done it this way the first time. A little easier. So remove the constellation, new armor, remove the new weapon, remove the fake hat, remove the fake pack, give him back his old armor, which is the old constellation, original constellation armor. Give him back his constellation helmet, give him back his constellation backpack, and then his weapon, and then his... Oh, wait. Oh, I already did pack. Derp. Then his old weapon, and his old ammo. Okay. So now I will do this. Find in selection Sam and replace him with Barrett. And it's that easy when you use your tools the right way. highlight that again. Find Barrett and replace with Andresia. Nope. Undo. Where did you go? It didn't do it with selection only. Okay. Because it turned that off when I deselect it. So in here, selection only, find Andresia, replace with Sarah. So we have 2 for Sarah, 2 for Andresia, 2 for Barrett, 2 for Sam. All calling the new methods. Should be able to save this. Back in here, check my properties, and it didn't pick up the fact that there are new properties. We'll compile, see if it picks up the new properties. Properties. Yep. Okay. The X and M stuff. Quick question hold on, real quick. Quick question on manufacturing, level 320, highest drop tier, pure. I don't know what you mean by modified superior relic. Relic is the highest. So it goes standard, calibrated, refined, advanced, superior, unrivaled, relic. The X series and M series stuff in the shipbuilder for DarkStar Astrodynamics. X series stuff is New Game Plus, Starborn. M series stuff is pre-NG or Mortal. Um, this is armor. This is the Emissaries spacesuit Gravitas. And then this is the fake helmet. Armor. DarkStar fake helmet. Armor. DarkStar fake backpack. The old backpack. It's armor. And spacesuit Constellation. Backpack not playable. All my properties should be good. Recompile. And everything's compiling. So that means all of them are good. Yeah, I would remove any other weapon crafting mods. They're kind of useless once you have DarkStar manufacturing. With one caveat, raw weapon crafting. So if you want to make an AA-99 or a Beowulf, just the base game weapon requires you to have relic quality unlocked because you can't force those to do a specific weapon quality on craft unless you override the weapon file. I did not want to override every weapon file, every armor file. That is against my core philosophy for modding. So because of that, in order to prevent a level 2 character from creating an AA-99 and being handed a relic AA-99 by the crafting bench, which would be super OP, I had to lock that crafting bench down to where you could only craft the weapon once you had unlocked relic. It's an unfortunate limitation, not what I desired, but it's the only way to keep the mod balanced. This would be 50, not 55. I need to create new actor values for you. All right, so I'll as well do that for Jessamine. With Betty at the same time. Now the you, Betty, and Jessamine, I'm going to give, instead of the Gravitas armor, because they are never actually emissaries, I'm going to give them the Hunter armor. Where was it going? Keywords. No, it's actor values. Good. All right, so doing it for 3 more NPCs. And just to verify, yeah, that's good. So I've got those 3. That means I can continue with this process. Thank you, John. You could also just buy a T-shirt, and then you get something else out of the deal. I get a little bit of money from that. If you go to my website or my Discord, there's links to the merch store. YouTube is still approving the products to show up, but that should take a day or two. I don't know what their timeline is on that. Or you could buy one of my novels. I get a slice of that too. And then you have something fun to read if you like fantasy novels. Yeah, so the way this Starborn stuff works, they have to keep it secret and never acknowledge it because I can't add the dialogue. So they will never mention and agree that they are Starborn, but they will absolutely use the powers and they will yell like an emissary. The only ones that aren't going to be able to yell like that and do special dialogue when in combat will be the you, the Jessamine, and the Betty, because they don't have that dialogue in the base game. But I will be giving them Starborn fighting mechanics and all of that. They will use powers, I hope. That's the experimental part of this. Is I don't know how that's going to affect them, giving them these abilities. If it doesn't work out, I'll remove them from the mod and just publish it with only Constellation members. But the hope is to make it work. I know watching somebody work in creation kits is probably very, very boring. But that's why I'm just here to answer questions. Well, you don't have to enter Unity for any of my mods. Totally optional. This will work without a Unity trip. The goal that I'm shooting for here is this will be able to work on an existing companion. It just gives it so the script injects powers, injects a new combat style, injects new equipment, and flags them as a starborn. And then you can reverse it, give them their old equipment back, strip them of their starborn powers, turn them back to default combat script, which is what they all use. And you'll be able to flip that switch anytime you want in game with a slate that's in your inventory that you can't get rid of. So John Dillinger, yes, there is a way to make manufacturing apply to other weapons and stuff that are added by other mods, but that requires an individual patch. I just released a Vulture patch doing the same technique, and there is a tutorial video series going live tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. Eastern. Second one goes live at 2 p.m. Eastern that teach modders or people that want to be modders how to create a patch between DarkStar Manufacturing and someone else's mod. The first one will cover apparel and weapons. The second one covers armor. You're going to see in those videos, if you watch them, it is not an easy process. If you're familiar with modding, it's probably going to look very easy and very, very many duh moments. But if you're new jumping into it, you'll notice it is a very complex operation. There's a lot of things to keep track of and make sure you do the right way. Sadir, I don't know if he's here from Discord. He's also one of my moderators here. He has used the tutorial to mod some things. Z Ogre from Nexus is currently using it to mod some Cryozet gear. So I've had people test the videos and make sure they were educational enough to make a functional patch. But yeah. Yep. It's a long process. Unfortunately, a lot of the modders adding equipment just dump everything into the industrial workbench. It all ends up flooding. Any other mod that adds a custom workbench, it's going to flood their inventories with that other stuff. I don't fault the other mod authors for not making their mods automatically work with manufacturing and creating that hard dependency. They are not obligated to do that. And because players could use my mod. They could use not use my mod. They could use the Starfield extended craftable quality in combination with DM Legendary Recycler as an alternative to my mod. So if you're publishing armor, weapons, armor as just a thing that's fun to use, do you just do that for one third of the community, or do you do it for anybody can use it, and then patches can be created? So that second approach is the best approach. Um, I would hope that some of the more diligent mod authors would then create their own patches. I know if I was publishing a standalone armor mod, I would probably do a patch for the DM Legendary Recycler, a patch for the Starfield Extended Craftable Quality, and a patch for DarkStar Manufacturing. But that's just how my brain works. Um, then again, that also presupposes that those authors doing those patches use all of those things, and some of those you can't use at the same time. So if you, let's say you do a suit of armor and you're like, okay, I'll patch it for the DM Legendary community, I'll patch it for the craftable quality community, and I'll patch it for the manufacturing community. That means you need to have different load orders that all load those different mods and constantly keep all of those competing mods updated just so that you can maintain your patches. And this is why that typically doesn't get done. So what we're relying on is somebody that uses my mod plus, say, one of Zone 79's armor mods, and then that person can then say, okay, I'll create the patch and I'll keep it maintained because I'm always going to use these mods together. That's what we need, is people in the community like that to then step up and say, I'll create the patch for everybody. Or if you don't want to publish a patch and maintain it for the world, you could follow my tutorials and create your own local patches if you're on PC. I did that for a while in previous games. I didn't publish mods for like Skyrim and Fallout 4, but I definitely altered people's mods to my own liking for my own personal copy. And I would take 5 or 6 different suits of armor and weapons and stuff like that dropped in Fallout 4, and I would create my own compilation mod that was a single mod that combined all of that other stuff to keep my load order small. That's how I originally learned to mod, but I never published anything for those systems. I had a couple minor Fallout 4 mods that were like stupid stuff, like fix the home base floor, but it didn't mean anything. It was just me. I was pulling somebody else's mod that kind of did it halfway, and I took it the rest of the way and published it. And they just, because they said, no, I don't want to do it. If you want to do it, you can. So I just did it. Um, and I didn't even know people were using them until I went back to Nexus to start publishing Starfield mods and saw a bunch of people asking, when are you going to update this, for mods I didn't even remember were out there. They will, Lord Valinor, they will crush each other. And that's because of the way the game files work. Like everything you see here on screen right now, it's a terminal menu, but that's one game file. If something else, some other mod came in and edited this terminal menu just to change the name, it would break this terminal menu for everybody else. Yeah, John Dillinger. You're gonna find some fun things if you start looking into Starfield and you've done Skyrim modding before, even on a personal level. One, you will be able to find references to elves and stuff like that in the game files for Starfield. You'll be able to find power armor references from Fallout 4 in the game files in Starfield. Whole bunch of stuff like that. It is absolutely just they keep copying the same engine over and over and over and adding new content on top of it. And anything that they're not going to use, they just leave in the file. Like, look right here on screen. This is the what section am I looking at? Actor values. What's this right here that I just highlighted? Dragon Rend. It's a Skyrim spell. This engine has gone through Fallout since they did Skyrim, and here's Dragon Rend right next to docking permission. Yeah, anything you can do that requires a hard edit to do Lord Valinar, that's directly editing the file, that's fine. Um, I'm doing this mod with this giant papyrus script to inject changes on top of the characters so that I don't have to do a hard edit against the characters themselves. So the original version of Retired Emissaries, I didn't have access to the full Papyrus scripting engine. I wasn't coming from a Papyrus scripting background from Fallout 4 or Skyrim, so I wasn't pre-familiar with it like some mod authors were. Those that came over from the old games and had experience doing Papyrus scripting were able to do Papyrus scripting for Starfield right out of the gates. I didn't know it. So my Retired Emissaries that you can find on Nexus is a direct hard edit to every companion in Constellation, completely overhauling their files. And that's why I had multiple different install variants. I was maintaining a Sarah file, a Andrasia file, a Sarah plus Andrasia file, yada yada yada. Tons of different alternate versions of it. So every time I had to do maintenance or bug fixes, I had to edit. I think it was 12 or 16 different ESMs just to update because I needed to tweak a setting to Sarah. And more importantly, was that it was conflicting with every mod on Nexus that altered those characters. So when you had like Easy's Pirate's Life, which changes all of their affinity reactions and everything to make them like when you break the law, that directly conflicted with this mod. The TG's Galactic Galaxies Expanse, whatever, from Tank Girl, that one directly conflicted with this mod because she again changes crime settings and she alters the companions so that you can clone them into your outpost and all of that stuff with a cloning machine, all this weird stuff. So anything like that was conflicting directly with Retired Emissaries. So thanks to that, I had to come back and say, all right, I'm just gonna find out how to do this through Papyrus scripting when Creation Kit comes out and do an injection technique to where I never have to touch Sarah's file, Andrasia's file, etc. So that's what this is doing, provided that it works, and I have high confidence that it will. The outcome of this effort is that this mod will not conflict with any companion mod or any constellation mod, which should be amazing. Yeah, Valinar, I come from long time work on with C Sharp and a little bit of C++, Python, Java, JavaScript, Apex, Perl, Pascal, Fortran. I started programming with BASIC, Pascal, and Fortran and COBOL back in 1986 as a hobby while I was still in high school. And then in 92, I joined the U.S. Air Force and started programming professionally there. Um, Lots of Visual Basic. I was there for the dawn of the internet, wrote a lot of web stuff early on. Moved into .NET and stuff from there. So the scripting side, once I have a developer reference, this stuff is easy. It's just a matter of finding out what methods are available to you to then execute. Like one of the things that I had to hunt down and hunt down and hunt down was set combat style. I couldn't figure out for a while, and eventually found it in Visual Studio Code once I had access to the Creation Kit, because the Creation Kit comes with a zip file that contains all of the raw scripts from the whole base game. There's still a few things they hide from you, but I don't know. They call it Papyrus, so I think it's Papyrus source code. I don't know what Papyrus's backend is. I don't know whether that's C or Python or what. I mean, ultimately, Python is the derivative of C. All this nerd speak, making me get all nerd speaky. All right, back to what I was doing. It's in here. I set those. I need to go to armor. Keep losing track of myself because I'm conversing. Items, armor. Let's filter by Starborn. Helps if you type it right. Okay. Get that out of the way. So here's what I started from for the new constellation. Starborn armor. So this is the companion NPC, not playable. That is the Emissaries suit. And then now I'm going to clone this for the other three companions, Jessamine, Betty, and alternate you. Oh, wait. That needs its name changed. Betty. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, got that. And I'll give them the same weapon, but I've got to find their three original weapons. And that's, I don't think you has one, so let's see. Gotta go to actors. Take out the filter. Look at that. Look at all the copies of you. These are all individual actors. All right, so what I'm going to have to do is these three are the ones that matter. So I'll have to set those all up in here. These two are, see, let's say no appearance data. That's because they copy their appearance from you when you meet them. Astro Boy, we have people that have posted possible solutions to that in our Discord under the Astro-Help channel. If you join our Discord, there I can't give you the exact solution that'll work for you because it's different for every person, but there do seem to be some common threads. Ultimately, it's because I followed Bethesda's advice and merged the PC publish with the Xbox publish so that it was Xbox PC all in one listing in the Creations Club or the Creation Store, whatever you want to call it. And then I had to delete the original PC only download. It's the same exact file, it just moved homes, and your creation cache is confused. So you've got to find a way, depending on whether you're Xbox or PC, you've got to find a way to clear your creation cache and re-download your creations and then set your load order, and it should be fine from that point. Not something I was warned about. It's most likely a Bethesda bug. They should have cleaned it, should have recognized what happened and been able to say, "Oh, you did download from the Xbox PC version. Why am I trying to switch you back to the other one that doesn't exist anymore?" Which is what it's doing. And so it's pointing you back to the old listing because you originally downloaded the old listing. Yes, That one guy, Mike, yes, this is a replacement for the Retired Emissaries mod. This will be called DarkStar Emissaries. Yep. So main quest 401H, I believe that is the U that spawns in the Unity. I don't know which one this one is. Let's see his use info. Why is he being called in that? Oh, he's placed in the buried temple. Okay. So this is the you that gets spawned when you are in the buried temple fighting clones of yourself. All right. So that means these three are the ones that are potentially crew members. So I should be able to edit or look at any one of these and see inventory. Crew Elite Grindle. That's what I was looking for. And then the Grindle fires, I forget what rounds, but I'll find that in a second. Okay. So Crew Elite Grindle is what I need for that. I'm going to take note. New. Anybody remember what the Grendel fires for ammo? I'm blanking on it off the top of my head. Companion 777. Okay. So if you didn't pick up, which just came up on screen, is the crew weapons, which are flagged as not playable. So they spawn hidden. They're in the character's inventory, but they can't be looted from them because they have a flag on them called not playable. They do the same thing with ammo, so that that character always has at least one piece of ammo. If they have zero ammo, they won't shoot a weapon. If they have one ammo, they can shoot that weapon infinitely. So there's companion versions of all the ammo just to give them that. So crew Leak Grindle with companion 777 for you. Now I need to look up the I'll probably do it from here. What does Betty Hauser have as a default weapon? And for that matter, what does Jessamine have for a default weapon? That's Amari Hassan. That is exactly why you can't steal Andreja's rifle. Her rifle's pretty weak. The fact that it's a Varun Inflictor makes it more powerful than the other companions. But on its own, it is not a very high quality Varun Inflictor. And I know they did that specifically to not make her too overpowered. Wow, Mickey Caviar. Gee with your Urban Eagle. Rosie, Andromeda, and Lynn, and Adoring Fan. Lyle Brewer gets a shoddy. Wow, nobody gets the negotiator. Okay. Raphael gets a shotgun, pacifier. I cannot remember what Betty Hauser uses by default, or Jessamine. Hadrian uses an Orion. Danny is a Novalite. That sounds accurate. Amelia has an 1919. That makes sense. That's an old world weapon. I know Lawgiver is Sam. Or not. Is it? Wait, what? I could have swore Sam had the Lawgiver. Autumn McMillan. Or is he the regulator? No, Jessamine has the regulator. All right. Oh, that's right. They don't have crew elites. Theirs are just companion weapons. He does have a lawgiver. Um, So what does the regulator shoot? That is Companion 43 Ultra Mag. Now we need to find Betty's weapon. I don't think she has a Kodama. She probably has a breach. Nope, that's Marika. Wow. Marika with the hard weapon. Betty has a Beowulf. And so does Gideon. Okay. Yeah, I'm running a second monitor. I'm on a laptop, which is on a laptop board. It's a Vivo laptop board. They sell these for like treadmills and stuff for workspaces. Is like 32 inches long, and I've got that sitting on books on top of the very large arms of my stationary recliner. So the whole recliner doesn't tip back, just the seat portion. So I've got that set there with my mic on that, my mouse on that, and cables going to my left over to a monitor that's on an arm attached to the table next to me. It's really wonky. My wife calls it a cockpit. It looks like one. All right, so I took note of that, and I forget companion. Yeah, 777 again. So that's Betty's weapon, Jesme's weapon, Yu's weapon, and now I got to double check what their default um, armor is. Got you there. Let's find Jessamine. The final video in the how-to series for DarkStar manufacturing goes live in 1 hour, and that is the weapon crafting for those of you that are visual learners. I shouldn't have done it that way. Jessamine Griffin, what are you wearing? All right, crew regulator, and she does have custom armor. So there you go, Spacesuit Assaults Not Playable series. So I'm not changing anybody's clothing on a vile weapon in NG plus 20. I mean, the NG plus part doesn't matter for that. Um, it depends on the weapon. Oh, you're talking about like legendaries? Yeah, Ebon Guard if you want something that shoots at decent range with high accuracy. If you've unlocked the Ebon Guard enchants, they are hands down the best in the game. Um, and the next to that, if you want something that's more of a shotgun spread, close support, room clear kind of thing, then run the Force Recon enchants. Force Recon 3 includes 1-inch punch. Ebon Guard, EBON Guard, like ebony. Never use a Force Recon enchanted weapon at full auto. Always use those in burst or semi-auto. you won't be able to aim if you use full auto because of 1-inch punch. That's just how 1-inch punch works. Yeah, no problem. For those that aren't familiar, those are high-level custom legendaries added by DarkStar Manufacturing that do require New Game Plus trips. They require you to be a very powerful person before you can even use them. All right, so we got her mapped out, and now I need Betty and you. I'll go back to you in a minute. Where's Betty? Come here, Betty. Which, to test this, that means I'm going to have to go force myself into the you alternate universe, which is fine. I won't regret doing that. And Betty uses Spacesuit Mercenary series. And I'm pretty sure the U uses Constellation set. But I will make sure. What about the cloaking device on Xbox? That guy, Mike? Oh no, worse. The miner set. That's one of the worst suits of armor in the game. Fun times. Okay. So I've done that. That means I need to go back into here and uh, which one does it think I have highlighted? Okay, so I've got Betty, Jessamine, you, back to Sarah, click here, edit script, um, and I don't like that it's not color coded, so I'm going to copy that over here because I don't know if this has the full update. And now I can do it in here with color coding. Okay, I've got Constellation Armor. Ooh, fun. Actually, Control or Alt Shift. Anybody watching that's used Visual Studio Code and didn't know that trick is now slapping themselves. So what I noticed is the higher ship gets to max build, when you engage the boost and the animation starts, the game will start to lag. Yeah, it's that is a limitation of the game engine's rendering of that graphic effect. Nothing I can do about it. So I would advise you to only install the cloaking device on smaller ships. Hey Marshall, I use VS Code for my day job. I was a long time, like I started with Visual InterDev in the 90s, as far as real IDEs go. And then that got bought by Microsoft and became Visual Studio. And then I used Visual Studio Pro and Enterprise for years and years and years, decades actually. And then VS Code came out and became the standard for a lot of things. And yeah, it's just a game limitation, Mike. I wish I could make it run smoother, but I can't. Also, there's a expected bug that if you have the cloaking device on a ship and then you cloak, and then you're like, I don't like it, and you land and try and take it off, it will keep cloaking for almost ever. Some players said that after they switch ships a few times and they go back to it a little later, it no longer cloaks once you've uninstalled it. But for some reason, the game hangs on to the fact that it used to have the actor value assigned to it that enabled cloaking, and then it would just keep doing it forever. So I would create, if you, just a note for everybody, if you're on Xbox and you want to try the ship cloaking device, make a hard save, not a quick save, install it, go test it, and if you don't like it, that you can restore the save and not install it. That is the best way to do it. Small ships, it works really, really well. Keep in mind that that Starborn cloaking effect was only designed to work with the Starborn Guardian. And the Starborn Guardian, the whole ship is one model, and so it's pre-compressed, pre optimized by the game files. So it cloaks really smoothly. Anything the player's building isn't pre-compressed like that. Well, there you go. Maybe fast travel is what fixes it for you. I couldn't get it to go away no matter what I did, so I did post a warning on Discord and a couple other places that hey, this is probably going to be a persistent cloaking. And yeah, and Marshall just confirmed what I found. It took a while, but it did eventually go away on my ships. But Valinar, back to the whole VS Code thing. If you use it for your papyrus, it has a compiler in here. So run task, and I can say compile papyrus script, and it'll tell me if it passes compilation here. I don't use the compiled versions this generates in the game files, but I do use it occasionally just to test and see if what I've altered is compilable. What I'm doing here, though, is I'm going to edit in VS Code and I'm going to paste it into the Notepad++ that the game opened, or that the creation kit opened, and then save from Notepad++, and that way the game will the creation kit will recognize that I changed the code. If I edit it here and save it here, creation kit won't recognize it until I reload the creation kit. So just little pro tips for you. So I'm going to group the Sarah stuff to make more sense. That way I can keep the characters together. There's Andresia, get her ammo and her weapon. Yeah, some people probably are going to think Andresia's weapon didn't change when they run that, and that's because she's going from an inflictor to an inflictor. And then they all share old helm and old pack, but the new characters don't. So now I will take these three, copy them, paste them here with these two, paste them here, add Sarah to this one, even though I'm going to change it, but I want to get them to the same letter count. And then I can do this. So this is going to become you. There we go. The latest patches have your updated cargo links yet? Or is that still... No, that updated cargo link stuff has been out for a while now. Just make sure you download the new version of the mod. You might need to uninstall and reinstall the mod to get it because Creations doesn't always update when you tell it to update. Um, I don't know what you're using for Starborn companions. If it isn't retired emissaries, which I created, then it's another one. Somebody copied my retired emissaries and made their own, which wouldn't be surprising at all. But no, I'm doing my own thing. I don't need to worry about what some other modder did. Oh, let me undo that for now. I didn't create references. Sure, hit the like button. Sure. I am bad at self promotion like that. I am not, by default, I am not a content creator. I am just a modder who created a YouTube channel to host videos. The fact that you all are entertained by this both amazes me and pleases me. So I've got the actor references now, and then I need the methods. Actually, I'm not going to do that way. I'm going to do this person next, and then I'll clone U1 twice once I set him U1 up. Good to know, Valinar. Hey, Superman. I was looking for the tech and found her unexpectedly. Yep. In the Xedit version of that of the Astrodynamics mod, Silk herself was actually the ship technician, but there's the only female NPC in the game with voice acting that is a ship technician is what's her name from the Key, Jasmine. But Jasmine's ship technician stuff is trapped behind a whole bunch of dialogue, and it wasn't portable over to a generic ship technician kind of interface. So I could not make that work. I tried several different ways from Sunday, and it just wasn't playing nice. So the Silk DarkStar in the original version of Astrodynamics was a ship tech, but wasn't the voice acting didn't happen. You would see the dialogue and her mouth wouldn't move, and that annoyed me. So I just made her a CEO, and then NPC that just has generic "Don't talk to me, I'm busy" kind of dialogue. And then I gave the new male ship technician Sadir's name because he was the one tester that I had to help with the creation kit version of Astrodynamics, and he put in a lot of effort helping me track down bugs and figure out balance and everything else. So I named the ship technician in the Red Mile after his online gaming persona, just as a thank you. And if everybody comes to Discord and begs him enough, when I eventually go back to add custom voice acting to those NPCs in Astrodynamics, like next year at this time, maybe if you beg him enough, he will contribute the voice acting for his character. All right, so vote time for those of you on the stream. I'm going to pop over to Creation Kit and show. If I go to Properties. So here's a list at the top of the properties list of the powers that each character gets. So like Sarah gets these: Solar Flare, Sunless Space, Inner Demon, and Life Forced. What combination of these should the alternate you get? What should be power 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the alternate you? I don't necessarily want to give the alternate you exactly like Sarah's powers. Maybe a blend of Sarah, Andresia. Yep. And I try and pepper in little stuff like that. I probably will need an Aussie voice at some point. I've still got to figure out the whole voice acting thing as far as I know that the game engine uses WYs to do audio tracks and trigger audio triggers. Um, I think I need a license for that, and there's this whole thing that I've got to figure out. Um, I do have a small little mod me and my son want to make. He's going to do the voice acting for Pal Companion in the future. He and I are going to do a small little voice acting mod for just a prototype. It'll be a fun little thing. I'm not going to spoil it here. If you've been on Discord, you might know what I'm referring to, hinting at. All right, so Sunless Space and Void Form for you, and then what other two? So Sunless Space would be Sarah's Power 2, Void Form would be Andresia Power 1. So back to, oh wait, I can leave that on screen. Because I'm alt tabbing. So you will get Andresia Power 1. And you said Sunless Space, so Sarah Power 2. What next? She's got two: Void Form and Sunless Space. I will warn you, anybody that has Void Form, they like heavily lean on Void Form. They love using Void Form. I'm thinking reactive shield. Moonform, you don't want. Supernova, you don't want. Any NPC that's traveling with you casting Supernova will break quests left and right. Create vacuum, same thing. Anything with an area effect, you cannot do area effect because the NPCs will break your quests. So, like, two examples: the Freestar quest. When you're being escorted by the ranger on that first quest, if she takes any damage cast by you or your companions, she goes aggro and you fail the quest. Same thing happens if you are in the what is the name of that quest? It's the one where you're landing and helping the research facility against the spacers. When you're clearing the research facility and you're supposed to run into Captain Myung, if you or your companions cast AoEs in that room at all, it can lock them in combat, and it freezes that quest. You'll never be able to progress. So I try and steer clear of area effect spells. I learned that the hard way with the first retired emissaries. So Inner Demon causes the enemy to have a clone that fights them, and Parallel Self obviously creates a dupe of themselves. Yeah, ground pounders. So let's go with Parallel Self and Inner Demon on you. They're already a clone, let them clone, right? So Parallel Self, Barrett Power 2 in their third slot. And then Inner Demon is Sarah Power 3. All right, there we have that. Yeah, it's just like actually shooting the default inflictors. And that's a danger giving these characters inflictors anyways, because if these NPCs crit with those inflictors, you're running the chance that they're going to proc the annihilator round effect on the ground. And if an escort NPC walks across that AoE, then they will aggro you. Like that's actually a problem with Betty Hauser and Jessamine Griffin. So one of the things I'm going to do is flag them as essential NPCs when you make them Starborn. Creator's Piece is it's a pacification, so it won't have any negative effects. It's supposed to just calm all of the NPCs in that area and make them stop fighting for a few seconds. I mean, I don't know whatever the graph sprint mod does. It probably alters the player version of the powers. These are all AI powers, so it shouldn't affect it. So all of these, if you look at the reference, it's all AI power solar flare. They can't cast player versions of the powers. They can. There's the emissary combat script will only cast AI power, and it has its own preferences, and we can't see that what the preferences are. I don't use Moonform on these guys because if you do, they just stay Moonformed full time because it's free to cast as an AI. So they just constantly spam Moonform and they don't follow you. I had that happen with Silk DarkStar NPC that I placed in Red Mile. I gave her Moonform and she was just constantly Moonformed. No matter where she spawned, she just stood there in Moonform the whole time. Which did have a sense of humor to it, but wasn't my desired outcome. All right, so new is did I do properties for their new armor? I have their old. So I think I had, so the Constellation Armor, Constellation Fake Helm. I need copies of this. I don't need that. I need um P companion armor. I'm gonna move that to the other armor up here. That there. Oh yeah, they totally cheese. Yes, it's statue build. She just stood there as a stone the whole time. You're trying to talk to her and she's just crumbling. At least void form they won't use unless they're in combat, but moon form they use even out of combat, just standing there. It's so weird. View wrap. Where's my line wrap? Where's line wrap? Oh, word wrap. There it is. There we go. That'll make it a little easier. So make you mortal. No, 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 no. Wait. That's the stuff to remove first, right? Okay, so this is the stuff we're removing when we make them mortal. So yes, companion. They're gonna use the Constellation Fake Helmet Pack, which have no graphics, and then I need to give them their new stuff. So this would be P U old weapon. No, that was armor. Yeah. PU old armor. PU old armor. Should be able to just do this. You old pack. You old weapon. And you old ammo. John, that is the only way to clear cache is to delete the creations catalog text. Oh, that would be funny, Marshall, is just give random NPCs that spawn a new Atlantis moon form. You're just constantly walking past these crumbling NPCs. That would be a hoot. Okay, so why is ammo first? That's that's supposed to be armor, not ammo. Hold on, this is missing something. Oh, I don't remove all ammo. That's why. Okay, so that means I've got to fix the other characters real quick, because that's supposed to be armor here. That was make him Starborn, make Barrett Starborn. Armor, make Andresia Starborn, armor, and Sarah armor. Okay, they're fixed. Bug averted. Well, I have posted that as a bug to my contact inside Bethesda as part of the creations team. Um, Rudy, this is going to be a new mod for all platforms. This is the DarkStar Emissaries. It's the creation kit recreation of retired Emissaries. If you want to go look at Nexus and see what retired Emissaries it was, this is a better version being built in a new way in creation kit. Okay, so I need to give you your old armor, or take off your old armor, take off your old weapon, take off your old helmet, take off your old pack, give you your new armor, Constellation fake helmet pack, the new weapon, and the new ammo. Now that should be set. Nope. Oh, another bug being averted right now before your eyes. Okay. I don't have that property. Okay. Oh, well, thank you, Marshall. If you're on Discord, if you aren't already flagged as a content creator, let me know, and I'll get you that content creator role. Feel free to post your lives, your videos, and stuff in the content channel. There's a content creator channel to self-advertise, self-promote. If you have live streams that you do on a regular cadence, you can let me know what date, time you do those, and I can add them to the events in my community, my Discord. Um, if you're on my Discord, you've noticed I think we're closing in on 350 plus members now. So it's plenty of people that might not know you exist as a streamer that could come join in. Who knows? I know I currently have Crimson Flyboys live schedule in my events in my Discord. The others that go live right now aren't on a schedule or haven't offered their time, their go live times. But more than happy to promote content creators because I am a mod creator, not a content creator. All right. Now I'll go back down here to you. This should be okay. Now I should be able to dupe this. Make that you two. And you three. Oh boy. Holy crap, holy. I don't know what Viking tech is, Rudy. The better ship part flips and snaps do actually work very well with DarkStar. So DarkStar doesn't mod any, it doesn't modify any base game stuff. Even though everything DarkStar offers looks like base game stuff, they are all new files. So it should work with any other shipbuilder mod that adds parts. Should work just fine. What you have to keep in consideration is that if you're on Xbox and you're adding glowing ship parts, Avantech, Metalogita, whatever however you pronounce his name, if you're adding like 3, 4 different ship part mods that all add parts with new graphics, plus oh hey, Flippy. Yeah, give me your schedule and I'll add it to the events. But yeah, like I was saying, you have a high chance on Xbox when you add all of these massive ship parts that maybe not be perfectly optimized in the Xbox version yet. Um, you may lag your system out, and it may become too cumbersome to keep all of them going. The ship part flips and snaps don't seem to add a lot of lag, but I can confirm that Daratech and Avantech and shipbuilding mods like that that add a bunch of high graphic things are not very well optimized. Not all of them. The new Daratech is pretty optimized, but I know that a lot of the Metalegia stuff started as a clone of the original Daratech, which was not optimized. I think he's slowly going through and optimizing and recompiling things bit by bit, but I am not keeping track of his progress because I don't use his mods. I'm not saying you can't use his mods, but not saying I don't recommend them. Use them if they're your preference. Absolutely. But just be cognizant of your burden on your game console. On PC, it's usually less of a problem. How did that could have swore I've updated that, but I guess it didn't. Um, awesome. That's good to hear, Sadir. And yeah, obviously the consoles and slower PCs benefit from building smaller ships with fewer parts. That's awesome to hear, Angry Mechanic. I mean, I respect the hell out of people that make those mods. I don't know how to do those graphics and stuff yet. I've still yet to learn that. I've done 3D modeling kind of as a hobby here and there, but it's never been my forte. And I've certainly never done it for a game mod. I will be doing that in the future, but I've got to go through the learning process. And I'll probably be watching like Daratex tutorials and stuff like that. I had other priorities to get through first. So, all right, let me get Jessamines and Betty's armor stuff set, and then we'll talk about their powers. So these are getting companion armor wherever it says constellation armor, and they're getting yeah, that's already correct. So Jessamine has companion armor, fake, weapon ammo. Companion armor, weapon, fake, fake. Where was the weapon? Here. There's the weapon. Okay, and then the old is not the... All right, so the old armor is going to be, or the fake, whatever. This is not P Sam old, it's P Jessamine armor. Or no, yes. Hold on, what did I do? Oh, okay. I don't need those. I'm just going to use the... Do I need those at all? I don't. I don't need those. Because I'm using these two fake armors, or fake helmet and pack, and the companion armor. They're not getting uniques. Okay, I'm going to delete those properties. See what errors get thrown in you, which is none, thankfully. And then down here, this is going to be P Jessamine old armor. All of those properties exist. Okay, and then Jessamine Starborn. She needs to remove the old armor, remove her old weapon, her old helmet, and her old pack. And then do the same thing for Betty. She gets the companion armor, and then Jessamine, or the Betty version of the armor. So this would be Betty old armor, Betty's old helmet, Betty's old pack, Betty's old weapon, Betty's old ammo. Okay, her old pack, her old helmet, her old weapon, her old armor. You got the flag there for Betty, 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 Betty. Okay, I think they are now set. So I can copy this, take it in Notepad. Paste it here, save it here, go back into the game. Should be able to hit properties and see a whole bunch of new stuff. Nope, I have to get compile first. There we are. There's my new properties I need to set. I am a big time glitch shipbuilder. Mike, this mod should release Monday, maybe Tuesday. It's going to depend on bugs that I find. There's a lot of playtesting we have to do. We've got to get to alternate universes with you and the clone of you that you can make a companion and assign to your crew. So we've got to get to that. We've got to recruit Jessamine, which means starting the Crimson Fleet quest line on a save. We've got to go hunt down and recruit Betty, which is easy. And then we've got to get all of the constellation companions. We've got to test turning them on, turning them off, going into combat with them off, going into combat with them on, going into combat again with them off again, and testing the toggles, the slates, everything. It's a lot. So I'm expecting a couple days of testing. I have a tester crew of 4 people now, but I can't I can't force them or say, hey, you have to give time to this. So it's really who has time to test. Yeah, Angry Mechanic. This is going to be for Betty, Jessamine. If it works, it'll also be for the alternate you. That's the one I'm concerned about. And it'll be for Constellation. The Jessamine and Betty thing, I'm expecting will probably work, but I've also got to set the essential flag on them when they become Starborn and remove the essential flag from them when they're not, because right now, default version of them is not essential. Um, so, but then there's the question of right now, if you shoot Jessamine and Betty, they will turn on you and fight you, whereas the other Constellation companions ignore it. So we have to find out what the behavior is there and all of that, and see if there's a way to clean it up if it's a problem, and all of that. So I'll just say this coming week, but the goal is to try and get it by Monday. I will be doing a video announcing this because it is a big mod. And then that'll include how you use it, how it works, what it looks like, and it should not conflict with anything else. I can't do testing right now on Xbox. I don't know how to get them deployable to where you can install them on your Xbox. But for anybody that isn't aware, it's the same exact ESM file that gets published to both Xbox and PC. So it'll work in both places. I appreciate that, Mike. I feel the same way, Mike. Someday I'll get to play again, but right now I usually don't get the chance to play. All right, so now the trick is I've got to find references to these characters. So I have to pick a quest that they might be related in or referred to in. MQ, let's try MQ 101 and see if you are listed in MQ 101. And you are not. So MQ 102, let's try that. And that's just Sarah Morgan. So try MQ00. You're not in there. Uh, let's try this one. Nope, that's not useful. Um, nope. And it's so much of a pain to find. That's MQ05, MQ02, delivery, Toby, MQ02, intro, playership, Toby. I don't know what that is. Who's Toby? Anybody know who Toby is? Okay. Uses 18 times, 35 times, and 18 times. Fun. Use info. Which quests are you used in? None. Okay. Which quests are you used in? Uh, not what I wanted. Cancel. Youth info. Quest. Um, crew, elite, crew, other player. MQ401B. I wish there weren't so many clones of you. I really, really do. So it looks like this one is unique and this one is unique. So I probably have the U references that aren't going to be needed by what I just did. I don't know why these are done this way. And I didn't mean to double click. Use info. You see the struggle. Okay, so it looks like the male and female are these are just carrying voice files and stuff for when you converse. Um, I might be able to get away with just doing this one, or the MQ302B quest, and just try it with just U number one for right now. I think that's what I'll try. MQ302B. And that was in terminal menu, sub menu. Guess I can fix this reference while I'm here. DarkStar Hunter version. Okay. Not the correct reference. That was in 302B. And wow, there's that is not helpful, game. Okay, that's not the right quest. So what was the other one? 401 something. See, 401 is the wrong quest too. Let's try crew companion. Crew elite or crew companion, or is it just companion? Looking for you. Other player. I think that's it. I think that's the reference. I can double check that by going to edit that quest. So crew elite other player quest. Good grief. Things I do. So crew, elite crew, other players can be near the bottom. And then let's see the aliases, other player. Unique actor, crew elite, other player, male, no appearance data. And okay. So that is the correct one. I picked up the correct reference. That means I can use only one U, which means for now I will just set these to the same references. Actually, I'll delete them out of it after I do this. So U old armor, Oh boy. This was the minor spacesuit. Was it orange? Not? Oh, there it is. Minor not playable. Armor. Anybody bored yet? So this is the helm, minor, helmet, not playable. And now you see the effort that goes into mod making if you've never done one. Yeah, Star UI is out of date. There's some people that have tried making patches for it, and there's no ducks. And there's some people on the Discord that have solutions for some of the things. General advice is stop using Star UI until they fix it. I know that's not palatable to everybody. I don't use it. I'm not going to spend time fixing it for another modder. But the bug is on the Star UI side. It mostly has to do with empty habs and the fact that Star UI hasn't been updated in months. Okay. And what was the... That was... You used the Crew Elite Grindle. Weapon... Companion ammo, 777. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that's not what people like to hear, but Star Killer, if you're on Discord, then there's people there that can help you figure that out. Unofficial Starfield patch, I won't go into deep details in a public setting. Let's just say that there's a lot of the modding community that doesn't understand what that developer's intentions were with some of the changes they made. But they definitely that unofficial Starfield patch breaks a lot of mods. You can join Discord. You can use it in a web browser. You don't have to have an app. There's a lot of people there pulling their resources to help solve problems so that I don't have to try and solve everything for everybody. It's actually a really positive community. We don't have any negative people right now, which is amazing. If you're using the unofficial patch, uh, step one is to smack yourself lightly on the cheek. Step two is to uninstall it and never use it again. If you want a patch, use the community patch. If you were using both the unofficial patch and the community patch, then take a second to slap your other cheek as well. And yeah, the flippable landing gears has a bug. We're not sure what it is, but flippable landing gears definitely that needs an update. I don't know who made it, but all right, Marshall, have fun. All right, Jessamine armor is the spacesuit assault suit. 4 minutes. The weapon crafting and enhancement tutorial video goes live. Sorry, she was spacesuit assault. Okay. I don't know what this person's hang up is with ducks. It's hilarious though, so leave them alone. Tell you what, come to Discord. I'll post pictures of my wife chickens. That'll suffice for your ducks. She has 16 chickens. We just got them recently. They are her world right now. Yeah, and that's what that author of the unofficial patch was banking on, is that people would see the naming convention that he uses for the mod, unofficial Starfield patch, and they'd be like, "Oh, I used the one for Skyrim and the one for Fallout 4." And everybody will just automatically install it, because if you're playing on Xbox and that's your introduction to those patches, you haven't seen the vitriol in the communities everywhere else on Reddit and the modding forums on Nexus and everywhere else, where people were just arguing back and forth with this guy and he refused to fix his mod. I'm doing it my way, leave me alone kind of attitude. And it breaks way too many mods out there. Okay, what is your need for wooden ducks? Are you trying to fill a ship with wooden ducks, like thousands of wooden ducks? What's the goal here? What's the end goal? Can't believe we're talking about wooden ducks. Oh, what weapon does Jessamine use? She's got the Crew Elite Regulator. Just enough. Okay, that's what I'm trying to ask, Adam. What is enough? How many wooden ducks are enough ducks? Because one would think that the one or two most vendors sell, if they even sell ducks. I've never personally paid attention to wooden ducks in the game. There probably is one. Why isn't one enough? How many do you need? That's what we're all wondering here. You've got us all waiting with bated breath for your answer. How many wooden ducks is enough ducks? Depends on. That's still not a good answer. Oh my goodness. It does not. How does it depend on the size of your ship? Are you trying to put like 10 per hab? Is it 10 per hab per size of hab? Is it does a 3x3 hab get 9 ducks? Community patch is good. So the community patch is a community effort. Several mod developers contribute to the community patch. They pay very close attention to any changes implemented by Bethesda. And when Bethesda fixes something that the community patch solves, they remove the fix from the community patch to let you get it from Bethesda instead. It is very wisely implemented. And a lot of developers double check each other. They have one person who is in charge of handling all of the merges from all of the commits from all the other developers. They use source control to keep track of who's doing what. It's very well done. Can't recommend it highly enough. If you're looking for a patch, I personally don't play with one because I like the Bethesda bugs. And if I run into a bug that prevents me from completing a quest, I just go to another New Game Plus. That's why I'm on NG65 on my main character. I don't mind it. I don't mind recollecting things that I collected. All of that doesn't bug me at all. Adam, 8 to 10 for a 2x1 might be too ducking much, but Um, it also might not be a ducking enough. It's a reasonable answer, though. We finally have an answer. What has this world become? All right, so Betty uses the Beowulf and the mercenary suit. So, what streamer is that, Mike? Oh yeah, I think I've watched a few of her Twitch streams. I don't always stick around for long. Usually I have if I'm watching anything on Twitch, it's usually as background noise while I'm working on that game. So if I'm watching, if I get I have tinnitus, so sometimes I need noise just to help drown out the tinnitus. So sometimes when I'm working on mods, I'll get bored of YouTube or whatever my son's watching or he's not in the room or whatever. So I'll turn on a Twitch stream if any are going, and just have them off to the side. So I'm usually not engaged much in chat. Um, and to be quite honest, I usually try not to Twitch chat much if I'm watching because if people recognize my name, I don't want my name being present there to distract from their content. Because I don't, oh my God, it's Wicked Gaming, which has happened to a couple people, and then next thing you know, their chat is all talking about me and not the person creating the content. So I try not to do that, um, just out of respect. I have tinnitus from being in the Air Force and working next to a flight line for 8 years with no hearing protection because they didn't issue it, and I was young and dumb and didn't think to go get it myself. There's only so many F-15s and C-5 Galaxies that you can hear take off before your hearing starts to go. So this is yes, Beowulf. Okay. That means it's companion 777. Well, that'll do it too. Harleys can be quite loud, which in my opinion is desirable for a Harley. My current car is a Dodge Challenger Scat Pack with mid muffler delete. It is also quite loud. All right, so there's the issues. I need to find a quest that refers to Jessamine. I think it's going to be Crimson Fleet Quest. I don't know. Is it CF main key captains? I don't know if she's not referenced in CF main. I'm gonna have to find Jessamine. Um, actor. There's Jessamine. Usage info. LC088 key. So LC088 key and Jessamine. So this quest marker for her is just placing her. That's Jasmine. That's not Jessamine. Just placing her in the key. And then a quest that references Betty. I need to find her here because I don't have her quest ID in my head. So we'll do crew. Oh, wasn't there a crew elite quest for Jessamine? Let's refer to her that way if there is. Crew elite Jessamine is a scene. All right, there we go. So let's change this to crew elite Jessamine Griffin. Duh. Much better. And then this one can be crew elite Betty Hauser. All right, that is those references. Hit OK. Yes, I know. Here, edit script again. And we're going to remove the references to U23. We don't need those anymore. Up here, we have U2 and 3. We don't need those anymore. So now we can save. We're back in here. Hit OK. Save. As in save. Go back to my terminal menu. All these round trips through different files. Oh, I won't find relief. This is for life. I'm 49 now. I've had tinnitus since I was 22. Let's see. So make you starborn. Make you mortal. Make Jessamine starborn. Make Jessamine mortal. Make Betty starborn. Make Betty mortal. Did I put parentheses on the other one? Did not. Good job, Rick. Okay. File. One failed. Make you mortal is not defined. Okay, probably forgot a parens. Yep. File. Didn't get an error. Hit OK. And save. As in really save. Thank you. So that should be that complete. So now I need a slate. Did I already create a slate? I don't think I did. New. Um, I don't know. Oh, look. Text. I don't know how I'm going to get it to trigger a script. I'll have to figure that out in a second. I want to set keyword, not new, add. Should be a vendor item no sale. If you can't sell the script accidentally, or the slate, left header text. This slate allows you to launch a menu that will facilitate changing certain companions into Starborn or reverting them back to their original mortal form. Close this slate to spawn the menu. That is the goal. How do I add a script? Okay. Now I can add a script. So add, and I don't want DarkStar Astro. We'll have to create a new script. This will be slate spawn menu, and in the namespace DarkStar EM. Object reference is fine. Okay. And there we have that. Properties. Add new using form. Let's say DarkStar Emissary main menu. Terminal menu. Okay. That should pop in here as a reference. Now we have that. Okay. And then I can edit script. Go into this over here where I pre-prepped a script. Add that file, save. Does it compile? No. Oh, that's because I have the wrong reference. Save. Activate is not a function, it does not exist. Oh, it's got a space. All right, so I'm gonna have to debug this, but we are way beyond my end time, so I'm going to shut down the stream, finish this programming with less distractions. Showpiece, no, it hasn't been addressed because you're the only player with that issue. So please come to Discord and tell us what mods you're using, what your load order is, and we can help you figure out what mod is causing that to happen. DarkStar Astrodynamics has over 100,000 downloads, and nobody has reported that error yet. So no, it's not an error that needs to be fixed with the mod. It is something else causing it. And no, I don't know why your creations is doing that. If you can clear, Joshua, clear your creations cache. Showpiece, if it was a problem everyone was having, I would be flooded with people reporting that error. It is not a mod or error in the mod. If you come to Discord, we can help you figure out where the error is coming from. Thank you. It's too much information to possibly do the debugging here on a live. And there are many people in that Discord that can help you, not just me. All right, I am ending the stream for today. Thank you for attending. Remember that I've got a merch store, which is going to go live when the products are approved here on YouTube. The store is also available in the pinned post in the general chat on the Discord, or in the top navigation bar, there is a merch link on my website. Right now, it's only one T-shirt celebrating the community itself. Um, Please, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you become a YouTube member, you get a new custom role in the Discord that gives you a little more power, gives you access to private chat with me, private live streams with me, and early access to most of the videos that I publish here on YouTube. So I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.